We are not pulling your leg. There's really a lot of stuff that goes on here that never makes it to TV. Come see for yourself all the fun we have here in Historic Studio D. Book your seat in our studio audience by visiting WBOC.com and clicking on our picture at the top of the page, or give us a call, 443-880-9116. Take a look at this incredible video. Multiple boats burning at this marina last year. You see a steady stream of water coming from the right there? It's coming from a fireboat that helped put out those flames. It's believed that 20 boats caught fire. The good news, nobody was injured. Now that sort of thing could happen anywhere at any time right here on Delmarva.
But it's been called into question recently how well one town could handle an emergency like that. Take a look at the town of Crisfield and its islands from Chopper 16. The people in this community live on the water, and it wouldn't be far-fetched to assume that there are more boats in the water in Crisfield than cars on the road.
The thing is, the town doesn't have a fireboat. So, WBOC's Bill Mitch joins us this afternoon to tell us more about it. So, this is the kind of thing that if there really was an emergency breakout, they're not sure they'd be able to handle it.
Right. Crisfield has a fireboat. It's this little 19-foot boat. You really can only fit 3 people on it.
Right.
And they don't have any marine fire suppression. They have a small hose that's a couple hundred gallons a minute, but it's not nearly enough to put out a big fire like you saw in that video.
Right.
So much happens in Crisfield on the water, they need something bigger, something that can handle a bigger emergency.
Yeah. But we're not just talking fires, though, right? There's other things that...
Oh, sure. There's so much that happens on the water in Crisfield. Water rescues, people that are jet skiing or whatever it may be,
right.
They need a way to get to those emergencies. There's people that go to Smith Island every single day. There's kids that come over from Smith Island on the boat that go to school. If something happens on that boat, they need some way to help them out. And Crisfield's boat is so small, the boat in Salisbury is an hour and a half away.
Yeah, I imagine if it were my kid taking a boat every day, I would want something more. So what are the people down there saying about this?
Just that. They need something more. This 19-footer is not going to cut it, especially in rough seas. We were talking to the fire chief. Rough seas, they can't handle taking the boat out. They don't trust it. So if something happens in rough seas, you might be on your own.
Which is when most things do happen.
So there have been emergencies.
There have been, and those rough seas like we were talking about, the chief was telling us as part of the story that there was an emergency not too long ago, and because of the rough seas, they had trouble getting to the people and help.
So let's hear what he has to say.
We had a call sometime a couple months ago with the 5 victims. It was gusting to 40 miles an hour, so we couldn't get to them because of the rough seas in our small boat.
Now, Crisfield does have an idea of what they want, don't they?
Well, we mentioned that boat in Salisbury. That's pretty much what they would love to have. Crisfield now has, that's it right there.
Okay.
That's a 39-foot boat, and that boat has the capability of up to 2,000 gallons per minute to help put out a fire or make emergency rescues. So Crisfield would love to have just that. Now, in Salisbury, there's a lot less on the water, and so far they've only used this boat for 2 fires.
Right.
But the captain of the fire chief we were talking to says it's a lot of marine rescues, and they like to have it on standby because there's so much right on the river in Salisbury, whether it be Cato Oil or the new apartment building they're putting up. So they like to have that boat there in case. So far, fortunately, it's just been in case in Salisbury.
So good for Salisbury. This is what Crisfield wants.
They'd love to have it.
Are they close to getting it?
You got to watch the story and find out.
Oh, man.
Of course. All right, Bill. Well, we look forward to seeing your story, Safety to the Seas, tonight on WBOC News at 11. Thanks a lot. Well, what if there was an emergency with your health, particularly your heart health? Up next, we're all about matters of the heart, from the differences between men and women to risk factors to prevention.
Maybe you need to lower your blood pressure. Could this device be the help you've needed all along? You're going to find out next, plus how close it is to becoming an option for you. Delmarva Live will be right back.